Hello. Messages from the Angels TV show podcast welcomes you to a sacred space. The show is for you if you're yearning and longing for a real connection to the divine. If you would like a flow of love, peace, truth, and clarity in your life, and you're interested in that life changing portal, you are at the right place. I'm Judy Jewett, producer, host, visionary, author, founder of Real Healing Methods, and producer host of Messages from the Angels and TV show and podcast. Friday shows, we have co-host Catherine Lanigan with us, which is so wonderful to have conversation. Hello, Catherine.
Good afternoon. How are you doing, Judy?
I'm great. So today we're going to discuss our own messages that we have received that has told us where we are today, what is going on, and what we have to look forward to. So I would
Right.
like to go ahead and start with that. So my channeled messages are not channeled by me. They're channeled by a pristine source. Now, I get a lot of messages, but the messages right now that are coming specifically from the archangels and the masters are actually being, like I said, channeled by another source, pristine for sure. Okay, so what I'm getting is, and it's Jesus, it's Archangel Michael, it's Gabriel, it's Isis,
Right.
you would know her
Nice.
by Isis, it's Saint Germain. We all know
Right.
Saint Germain. And those are some. I mean, like we even have, I've even had messages from Sandal Fawn and an angel named Tess, which I've mentioned before. And there's a host. I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's a host of a lot more. But the
Yeah.
point is that it's about what is happening on Earth. And that's
Right.
what I want to spend some time with. Um, the what's I want to go back a little bit to history also.
Okay.
And I think I'll do that for the next show. I want to stay focused on specifically what we're going to talk about today. So it is about what does it mean to ascend? And we keep talking about non-dual being, sixth dimension, seven dimension, the planet's doing all this. Every light worker that's a light worker understands about ascension. And then there's many people that are in groups that read that understand about ascension. But there's a lot of up-to-date information that I feel that you really should know. And primarily to ascend, when you think of ascending, when a person dies, they ascend. They no longer have the lower frequencies. They
Right.
have their soul has been set free. So that
Okay.
is ascension and your soul. If you're watching this show, you're a sentient being and your soul is non-dual. And so with that, think about, if you're in the 5D and everything for the last 20 years at least has been 5D, 5D, 5D. We got to go for 5D and it's probably been 30 years. 5D, 5D. But if you're in 5D, and I've been through 5D, it's a lot of pain and suffering. And it's not just simple that you're going to ascend and do nothing because it's all about healing. It's
Yeah.
all about going within and heal and do the work and you got to learn how to quiet the mind and master the mind. That's really a big deal. Buddhists know how to do that. There's
Right.
ones, if you're in the Himalayas and you're among the masters, that's what they do. Well, this is your time to learn, and you don't have to be perfect, but that is part of the ascension. Now, what I'm being told by the masters is um that what we really want is to get to 6D non-dual because 6D non-dual, you're eating, right? You're still moving on in life and you can still make a huge impact just in your presence of your energy. And you're experiencing bliss all the time and love and peace, and it's beautiful. Also, even in 6D, you will drop down to 5D. And
Mm-hmm.
but you can go right back into the higher energy. And that's one of the differences that I really, really want to press upon, that you can do that. Now, there's also, you can go further, you can go 6D non-dual and no longer eat because you don't
Right.
need food.
That's
All
right.
you need is light.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone's going to want that. And when you're in the 6D non-duality, and let's say you're doing that also, you're also there's just so many more things you're able to do. But that's not what today's class is about, today's show. It is about just talking more about people out there are so scared. And I'll go on Facebook, on YouTube, and I'll read comments, and people are scared to death. And they're scared because they aren't understanding. They think they're awake and they know things, but they haven't progressed to the understanding that it's our soul evolution. That's why we're here. And yeah, you're awake to understand that what you're being told or what's happening isn't really what's happening. Okay, that there again, that's part of it, but that makes you angry and it makes you feeling like a victim and you're feeling shame and rage. So, what you
Mm-hmm.
want to do, if you want to get out of that and stop that pattern, is you want to move away from that and focus on your divinity and focus on all the things that we've been talking about. And that is the biggest difference of the difference when people say they're awake,
Right.
what we are talking about. So we've been through that. We understand that. Trust us, we do. So,
Mm-hmm.
Catherine, how about you share some of your messages?
Okay. What's interesting was Judy had called me yesterday and said she had had some messages that came in and she was, speaking to the masters and especially Jesus. Well, last night I was awake from 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock with all of these messages coming in from Jesus, and they were mirroring what she had said, and then obviously going on further because I was listening for quite some time too, and I was channeling or. I don't call it channeling either. I mean, he comes in, he talks to me, he shows me a lot of stuff. So I don't know if that's channeling. Well, then I guess that is it. But um, also, uh, I'm gonna step back here where you were talking about the people being in fear and the chaos and everything. That is what when a lot of people think, oh, you have done all this work and I've done all this work, and yet they keep falling back into that fear and that and as you said, anger and everything. And each time you do that, you're lowering your frequency. The whole part of ascension is to raise your frequency to move to those higher realms, whether they are 6D non-dual, 7, 8. If you get up to 12, you're literally in the higher heavenly realms. And the 13 is that's source. Once you assimilate back into source, that's a total ascension. You don't come back or whatever. And you don't have a body, which that'd be fine with me. I'm taking care of the body sometimes is a lot of work. But anyway, the messages that I got last night was that we have the light workers and the star seeds that have been working for the last 30 years, but especially the last, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years, and was absolutely ramped up last August, September, October, November, and December. And during that time, we entered, a lot of us who are doing that kind of work, very focused work. it was the spiritual Armageddon. And I mean, we were out there, my spiritual battle, my battle angels were coming in and my spiritual battlers we were en masse, taking care of this planet. Nothing can happen to the earth. This planet must be saved. And because it's not just planet Earth, our position in the universe is vital to holding the rest of our, not just the Milky Way, but the rest of the universe. That's why we are being watched by the angels. We're being watched by every extraterrestrial race that exists. They're just watching to make sure and protecting. They're sending us beams and beams of community, unity, love, attention, and everything that we need to pay more attention to ourselves so that we do not destroy ourselves, and we're not going to. There's not going to be a big war. There's not going to be any of these. That's what Jesus was saying. We have ascended enough from last fall, early fall, late summer, early fall, to where we were in December. By the end of December, over 50% of humanity, and I don't mean just the United States, I mean humanity in the regular 3D, had chosen love. We were given a choice, love or fear. And they had 50% had chosen love. We are now moving from January, February, and this eclipse that we just had, the solar eclipse a few days ago, was very, very important. There was another maybe 20%, maybe even more than that, maybe 30, who actually, whether they really know it or not, their soul made a choice that during that eclipse in the last 3 days. The eclipse time, is 3 days. You have, not 42, 72 hours, and chose love. So we have a very large tipping point that we have been all working for such a long time, to bring awareness, whether people are even aware themselves of it, asking the angels to come in and help humanity in the dream state, in the meditation state, in their daily lives. And we've been thanking the angels for everybody. I don't care what country you're in. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care. I don't care. We just are there for all of humanity. And we've been working diligently and very, very hard. Now, between now
Just to let
and
you know, we have 1 minute, okay?
okay, so
I'm
and
gonna sum it.
we'll go on with this, but that is what has happened with this eclipse so far, and the rest is yet to come.
Whoa, I love that. Thank you. And I'm sorry I had to say something. I think the next time I'll go like this. So you,
Okay,
okay, with that, I want to thank you very much for
absolutely.
watching us. We will be back very soon. God bless.
God bless.